Hello, Electric Football Nation. Um, my name's Chris, also known as Chess Mess, and I wanted to show you today something I've been working on. Um, the idea originated on the Electric Football Discord forums, and it's something I've had for a while. And recently, I had the chance to work with Brett Culp, who was making a thing called Buzz Bowl. You go to buzzbowl.org. Very fun little app he's working in the progress, and I was able to contribute some too. And I really have great hopes for that, and will continue to help him. But one of the things I wanted to do with an electric football game is I really wanted to make it more of a simulation, and so uh, I wanted to just see what I could make and try to create that vision. And so I want to share with you today what I have made so far and give you an idea of the future. And I also want to encourage you to go to the Electric Football Discord server and join. And I have a channel there called Metal and Cleats, which is the name of the game that I have tentatively. Um, and provide feedback and just use that for status updates. I'll try to post to other places too, obviously. But the idea of what I wanted with Metal and Cleats is I wanted a electric football simulation. I want to be able to play. I have a board, but I never have anybody to play with. So I have solitaire and just in which I don't do because I'm really a multiplayer type of person. And so my board kind of sits idle. And I thought, well, if I can make some way to play online with others, then that would be fantastic. So one of the overarching themes is eventually I want to uh, be able to play this with others online. And you look in the menu here, you see teams and seasons. Well, teams is going to be brackets, but I'm going to have that. But the first step in the creation of this game is to get the base of it. And so I'll show you what I have right now, and we can follow along with my thing. So let's just start with a match. So if I click new match here, I get some options. I can play tournament, strict rules, or anything goes. And what you select here defines what other options you have. I can play with modern rules, which are the tap rules or more of the classic rule set. At least that's what I'm doing now. I'm definitely leaning toward modern rules, full implementation first, and then classic as I go along. Uh, Boards. This is something that I want to do because not all boards are equal. Some have hot spots, some are worn, maybe they have a dent, and I want the boards to be a unique aspect of the game just as much as the players and stuff. The field is basically what is the field. So in this, you'll be able to create your own fields and change the way they look and all that. We have a versus mode, so you can play locally with another player, eventually online, or you can use an auto coach, which is kind of like an AI, and then not in the term of the way AI is used now, but it's like an automated player that you can play against, who's probably the glass jaw Joe of the electric football coaches. And then you have in here, you can define your bases that you have. And I'll talk more about bases later, but let's go to the kickoff. So this is this is the board as I have it currently. One of the things I really wanted in this simulation is 3 dimensions. So it's very important for me to have 3 dimensions. So we start off with the ability to do kickoff or a touchback. And I'm not gonna do the kickoff return thing here. I'm gonna just jump to touchback because it's easier to show you more things quickly. So I'm gonna click touchback, and this is obviously a bug. I need to fix that. But here we can lay out our formations. So one of the things in here is like being able to set your own formations and save your own formations. Now it's going to come with a set of standard formations. I can select power and spread and tips. I can then go in and move it around. Like this dot means it's the ball carrier. If I go beyond the 20-yard line back, that's illegal, and it'll move back. But I can set this here, move here, and let's say that's good. You have to have 7 men on the front. And I can make, I'll keep the carrier as the base here so he won't move. And I'll go ahead and hit line up. Now this is the view of the board with the pieces, with the players. You have different views, angles views. I have like a tabletop view, which just kind of gives it all in one, a broadcast view, which is kind of from the side, an overhead if you prefer overhead. You can go to the carrier from the carrier's viewpoint and follow along, or I can have it from the scrimmage line, which will follow the ball. And this is kind of what I have. So you can see right here is one of the things I wanted to do was to have the bases and the look, the real look and feel. So I have some of them in the right poses, the others are not, and I'm still working on that. But and then the idea is we can play, go ahead and hit space to play. And then I can pause and I can, now I can do pivots. So I can go in and select, let's see, I want to, let's say if I take him, I want to throw to this gentleman. Then I can throw the ball here. But if, let's say I want to pivot him to a different direction, I want him to run this way. And I'm going to unanchor my guy here. He's just going to run this direction. Probably not a good choice, but I'm going to throw the ball anyway. The idea is you can kind of see in here and move around your viewpoint angle. And this shows you who's got the current ball, but I'm going to let him run. And I know he's going to get tangled, but I want you to watch it. So I'm going to just hold down. I'm done with the pivots. Since I'm playing auto coach, the auto coach will automatically do his pivots, which he doesn't do anything right now because he's glass eye Joe or glass jaw Joe. And I'll hit pivots. Now we hold space to continue running. And then the play's over. So I lost 8 yards. This is the one who tackled me. And so that's the end of that play. Now I have the ability to go and review that play if I want. I can run it back and kind of look and see how the pieces move and stuff. And that's useful from a variety of reasons. If I go back into, let's rewind it and I'll go back to the carrier. He's going to jerk here in a second because of the pivot, but we'll watch there. And then he started running. But we have full, it's kind of a play review. Let's go back to tabletop and see it from a vantage point here. And we're done with the play. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead to the next play. And so we'll use a different kind of, I'm going to have it here. I'm going to put this here. I'll set them there. And let's see, that looks pretty good. I'll go and line them up. Now, in this case, let's go down here and kind of keep an eye because this is where all the action is going to be. Hold the space bar and I let go. Now these are the unengaged players that I can pivot and stuff. So I'm going to change him to pivot and I'm going to take a chance and hope that I'm going to throw it to him. So I've got him selected. I'm going to throw it. Now I'm not going to give these, you're not going to have the percentages shown in the final, but right now I got it that for tracking purposes. I'm going to throw the ball. There goes the ball. Oh, he caught it. And now I hold the space bar to run it out. And I can switch to the carry. Oh, he's running. He did I guess I shouldn't have thrown it to to him in particular. Let me go back to scrimmage line, or let's just go back to tabletop. You can see that he's got a colored base. And that's because the bases can have this. These are kind of a forward driver. These are circulars and sweepers and stuff like that. So we'll have the bases have a different, when you go into the formation, you can select the bases, the type of base and stuff. And so we have a fully working 3D view of the game. There's a lot more to do on it. Obviously, this is kind of understand that the UI is very, it's just early phases and it's just there to make sure the game works. I will work to improve the look and feel of that UI. If I wanted to, let's restart the game. I could do a return and that sets up my line if I want to leave it. I'll just leave it there. And it's going to run for 3 seconds because it's using the modern rules. And I can run it out or I could take a knee. I'm going to go ahead and run it out. but I'm gonna pivot him because I know this guy will run if he runs straight. This guy, I'm using a seed here that the repeat the kind of predictability right now. That'll change, but um, I'm going to change his angle a little bit, and then I'll commit. And there he goes. Is he going to make it all the way this time? Nope. He got tackled. First down, right? 73 yards. We can go, and we can go ahead and let's see if I can get a touchdown here. I'll do that really quick. Let's move you back, and I'll just throw. Thankfully, this coach is really, really. Oh, did I? Okay, here he goes. So I'm gonna jump down here, and I'll throw it to him. He caught it, which you should because it's so close. Oh, he's gonna circle, and I should have adjusted his. I should have adjusted his thing. Oh no, that was bad on my part. Okay, one more. Let's just do this. I'm gonna have him run straight. He's pretty good at running straight. Oh, okay. So I'll have to keep an eye on. Let's go to the carrier view. I have to keep an eye on this guy. So I'm gonna hit. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna go right on by because auto coach isn't smart enough to adjust him. So let's say he's gonna do it. All right, we have a touchdown now, 6-0. And then we do our next, which is we can and I'm working on the kickoff or the field goal parts right now. So that's in process right now. But you get an idea of this 3D view and very trying to recreate the look and feel of the players as they move and the vibrational, the randomness that vibration does. Let's go back to our main menu because in addition to doing this, you can resume a game if it'll save your game and you can resume it. I have the locker rooms. So now the locker rooms is where you can go in and adjust things. So if I want to go in here and change uniform, and I say, okay, they've got the kind of pants there, and let's go to just a purplish, and let's give him a jersey that's kind of I have no idea if I'm like that. And we can also do the light dark mode variations. Some of this stuff here will go away, but then you can do the different and this is just kind of showing you what the different looks are, what it would look on the different models or the poses, I should say, stances proper term. So that's the uniform, full customization of the uniform down to the pants and socks. Player stances allows you to go in here and set what the stance is on the base. Here's the different types of players right now, and I need that will change in time. But you can go in and for the lineman, you could like change. We have some. You can go in and change it to you want it to be that, or if you want to do advanced, you can come in here and you can set in specific like the forearm and change the way the arm looks and move the arm around and the hand around, and so you can get really specific on you could like show them with a very bad injury. I don't think you want to do that, but you can change it, you can move it around to get the kind of the model pose that you really like. Now it'll come set when it's out with the kind of the standard five, I guess, that have the standard poses of the lineman and the arms to the side and whatnot. Okay, so that's stances. Let's go back. Let's look at formations. So this is the formation thing. So you can go and create your own custom formations. That says it's illegal because you have to have at least so many on the line. But if you want to have this here and you want to change the way they're pointing, so I can change the direction that they're pointing in, and we'll have that. And basically, and then you can say this is what which one it is in there and define that. And that's the angle again. But you have a lot of different, and then you can go in and say overhead if you want to see the overhead or a 45-degree angle. You can put the players on the board so you can kind of see what the players would look like in that lineup. see what you think. Again, more options here, and then give an example. Um, what was that? Chiefs 40. I can't remember the play, but you can do it, and you can have it show up when it's on offense or defense or both, and the name. And you can even start with one of the existing one lineups and then adjust it to save. So you have full setting your own formations, all part of the coach's playbook, I guess you could say. Fields will allow you to go in and customize the field. So there'll be some default fields in here. You see it here, this plate. This is kind of the base standard. Here's a chalk look that has, it's black and white and chalk. And here's a meadow one, kind of looking to be more creative, I think, maybe, or people will be able to design these and then save them and trade them around and have custom fields. So you can set the surface colors and everything on, including the markings. Like if you want to have some wild change colors, you can change the color of the outer apron area and a lot of things that you would expect there. You can also set what turf. So if you want to set the if it's a tile image you want to use or a full cover for the entire thing, you can do either one. Like if I were to choose let's just say this grass. So now I have the grass look there, and you can change how repeating it is. So it could be, that's the texture way. And of course that doesn't look quite right, but you can go in and make it really fine detailed with repeating however you want. We'll just back it off a little bit and give a little bit more texture there. So that's the turf. Markings, you can change the color of the markings. Blue, we can change it to black there if we want. The numbers can be in different color. Like white. We can go in and end zones. So you can have the end zones mirrored, and they're like that. So it does both at the same time, and you have different fonts. Mirror, slab here. Home. But if you want to do like home and away, it's like, okay, well, then what you want to do is you don't want to turn mirror off. And now you have an end zone right in. So home, so the right end might be away like that. And then you can set the different colors of the font over there and different aspects and shadows and stuff like that. You can also choose an image to paste in the background if you wanted to use an image for a background image. And so another thing we can do is midfield. We can choose an image in midfield. Let's do that. Let's use the old NFL logo. So we have the NFL there. We can change the size of it, and you can set how strong it is. You can make it more faded. So it's a very faded image in there. Maybe it's coming in. You can see how it's a little bit off on here. So I can adjust the left to right for a little bit to fine tune it, and up and down too as well to fine tune that. And so you can basically create your own field and how it would look and all that. And then what I consider one of the key points of Metal and Cleats and its simulation stance is base tweaking. So you can come in here and you can create your own custom bases, and bases will have prongs on them. You will able to do things like flatten and shape them, clip them, beaver tail them. They will adjust things. And I'm looking at more graphical kind of like tongs flying here, and you could use, or some way. This right now is very button oriented, but I hope that in the future have more of a fun graphical interface for doing that. But you could like, I can flatten those mainly, or I can select the individual thing and I could split it. And then this is for me for instrumentation, but I think I'm going to change it to like you can just run a guy through a few times, and it'll track it so you can kind of see how it runs. And it's supposed to be one of the fun aspects of the game is that you can design your own bases. The game will come with like a set of standard okay bases. They work. They could be improved and they could be changed. And so you'll build your own little base collection, and then you'll assign those bases to positions that you want to run, or player with player models and everything. And so you have like, here's a sweeper, a circler, lineman, and it allows you a lot of configuration. This is something that I think the uh, hardcore electric football coach is going to enjoy. Hopefully, it's how well I can get the simulation to work and this to be a fun aspect. But I also want it to be. I want this game to also be something very appealing to people new or who haven't played electric football. So there's different levels. I mean, it comes with the standard, and they can play all they want, and then when they want to get really into it, they can get into this, kind of as a way of teaching how you might want to do it with a real football game. My whole hope is that with this game, that it drives interest in the hobby. It brings new players, brings existing players new ways to play, and is a fun, enjoyable experience for everybody. So again, uh, let me know. I'm in the electric football Discord for sure. And then you can find, um, you can probably look me up on the tutor forums and on Facebook too, either one. But I'll definitely be on the Discord forums. So I hope you like what you see. Give me some feedback. Let me know your thoughts, your ideas, your hopes, your dreams, your fears. And thanks for watching.